It was Dos Altum. The phone rang. A shrill sound tearing through the silence of Arif's small Jakarta apartment. He reached for it, eyes half. The screen's glow slashed across his face, and his heart began to pound. The caller's name? Deas, who had been dead for 3 years. Arif took a shuddering breath, the smell of his own cold sweat filling his nostrils. He pressed the answer button, his voice a trembling whisper. "Hello, Arif." Arif. The voice on the other end was weak, broken, but it was unmistakably Deas. "Why? Why did you abandon me? You're dead," Arif managed to choke out. A soft, bitter laugh echoed through the line. "Dead? No, I'm still here. In the dark, always here." Then the line went dead. Arif bolted upright, trembling uncontrollably. The room was pitch black. The ceiling fans groaned, droning like an endless lament. He fumbled for the light switch. The dim yellow glow revealed an empty room, but the feeling lingered. Someone was standing right behind him, their breath cold against his neck. Everything started, or rather ended, at Demas's funeral. They had been inseparable, Arif, Deas, Bayu, and Sandra. For friends who were like shadows of one another during their university years, they'd spend nights eating me goring at a Warren Kopi, cheer at football maches, and laugh until the sun came up. Deas was the soul of the group, the storyteller, the joker, the light. But that light faded when his parents divorced. Kit withdrew, and one morning they found him in his dorm room. A rope around his neck. No note, no goodbye. That death had haunted Arif ever since, and now the haunting had returned, breathing and more terrifying than ever. The next morning, Arif called Bayu. His voice trembled too. "I got the same call," Bayu said hoarsely. Deas said, "We betrayed him." They arranged to meet Chandra at a grimy coffee shop in Jakarta's humid air pressed down on them like a suffocating blanket. The smell of oil, fermenting garbage, and burnt coffee beans mixed into something sewer, the scent of pure fear. The roar of motorbikes outside couldn't drown the heavy silence hanging between them. "We have to do something," Chandra said, his face pale under the flickering neon light. "Deas isn't at peace. He's looking for us." "Why?" Arif demanded. "What did we do?" Bayu avoided their eyes, gripping his cup of thick coffee. Maybe we should visit his grave." The cemetery was on the outskirts of the city, a concrete jungle of graves stacked like apartments for the dead. The air reeked of wilted frangipani and burning incense. When they arrived, all three of them froze in horror. Demas's grave had been dug up, the coffin lid was shattered, and inside it was empty. On the wet tombstone, someone had scrawled in dark, syrupy letters that looked like dried blood, "No one can hide forever." Chandra screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the graveyard's suffocating stillness. Bayu stumbled back, bracing himself against another tomb. Arif's knees buckled as the stench of damp soil and rot filled his lungs. That night, Arif dreamed of Deas. They were back in the old dorm room. Demas's back was turned, his shoulders shaking. "Why didn't you help me?" he asked. "I called you. I called so many times." Arif woke up, drenched in sweat. In a panic, he grabbed his phone and frantically scrolled through his old call history. Then he found a missed call from Demas's number on the night he died. The call had lasted 3 minutes. 3 minutes that Arif, drunk with Bahu and Chandra at their graduation party, had completely ignored. The truth hit him like a physical blow. They had abandoned Deas at the moment he needed them most. In those 3 desperate minutes, Deas must have screamed, begged for help. And now, his spirit had returned to reclaim those 3 minutes. The days that followed were a spiral of nightmares. Arif's phone rang every night at 2 a.m. Always Demas's number. Always for exactly 3 minutes. Objects in his apartment moved on their own. He kept smelling Demas's signature jasmine, perfume once sweet, now sickly and decayed. The face in the mirror sometimes wasn't his own. But Deas is pale, bruised, with eyes as black as voids, and a rope mark circling his neck. Bayu and Chandra were suffering too. Baju hadn't slept in days, his eyes sunken, claiming he heard footsteps behind him wherever he went. Chandra jumped at every noise, his hands trembling constantly. "We have to apologize," Arif said to Bayu, his voice cracking over the phone. "We need to help him move on." They sought out a Pamanku, a Balinese priest rumored to speak with the dead. His house was hidden away in Ubed, surrounded by emerald rice fields. The air was cooler there, but the chill inside their hearts remained. The old priest, with eyes sharp and knowing, listened to their story in silence before shaking his head. Such hatred binds him. "He doesn't seek peace," the priest murmured. "He seeks companionship." He agreed to perform a purification ritual. That night, under a thin crescent moon, the three friends knelt before an ornate altar. The priest's deep chanting rose and fell with the distant crash of ocean waves. Suddenly, every candle went out. A gust of wind-freezing cold swept through. Arif heard a whisper, clear and right next to his ear. "Too late. You didn't come when I needed you." When the candles flared back to life, Bayu was gone. Only his shirt lay on the sand, beside his shattered phone. The screen showed a call that had lasted exactly 3 minutes. The police never found Bayu. Arif and Chandra fled back to Jakarta, their fear now doubled. They rented an apartment together, terrified to be alone. But Demas's shadow never left. One night, Chandra suddenly sat up in bed. His eyes rolled back. When I spoke, the voice was no longer his. "You think you can run? You left me to die. Now it's my turn to leave you. Bayu's with me already." "Chandra, it's your turn!" Arif could only watch in horror as Chandra convulsed, frothing at the mouth, his hands tightening around his own throat. Then silence. Chandra lay still, eyes wide open, the purple bruises on his neck unmistakable. Now, Arif was alone, surrounded by memories, regret, and suffocating fear. He didn't sleep. He didn't shower. He never turned his back to the dark. The phone still rang every night, but he no longer dared to answer. Until one morning, as pale sunlight filtered through the dusty window, Arif walked into the bathroom. He looked into the mirror and Deas stared back. Those same dark eyes, the pale face, the faint, triumphant smile. In that moment, Arif understood Deas had never left them. He was a part of them, the guilt, the sorrow, the shame. Bayu and Chandra hadn't been killed by a ghost. They had been consumed by their own fear and remorse. They weren't murdered by Deas, they destroyed themselves, unable to bear the weight of what they had done. Arif left a hollow, broken sound. He finally understood. There was no running from Deas. They had to run from themselves, from the people who had abandoned their friend. And when the phone rang again that night, Arif didn't flinch. He knew it was only an echo from the past wound that would never heal. A picaret up, and this time, he listened. On the other end wasn't silence, but a long, weary, familiar sigh. And Arif knew this call would never end, because guilt is the longest living ghost in the human soul. If this story sent a chill down your spine, hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from the dark. Let me know in the comments what you would have done in Arif's place. Thanks for watching.